On today's Toy Spot, we are having a look at the Ugglys, your gross best friend. These ugly little pooches, bring them down here. The gross electronic pup pet. Try me, press fly to try, which we'll try in a second. You can make funny sounds, disturbingly gross sounds. It's come to us from the good folks over at Moose. Now Spot's actually got 3 of these, just to show you that there are different colors available. There's the more brown and the lighter tan, and up at the top is the more conventional color that you would see for a pug. These all appear to be pug dogs, though covered in slime and mucus and other delectable, delicious things. These are definitely very cool, though. The gross electronic puppet pet. Now it looks like the dog is sticking his head outside of a fence, a wooden fence. The kid down below is extremely grossed out by the sounds that this dog is making. Now, on the side of the package, there's a picture of one of the dogs burping. Beware of gross dog, indicated at the top there. Is that enough to really, I don't know, is that enough to warrant a sign? Some people feel the need to put signs up on everything. Garage sales, okay, that works. Selling a bike, sure, okay, that also works. I don't know if I would put up a sign that would say, beware of gross dog. Although, truth be told, nobody would go near that yard if the dog was that gross. Although some kids, gross themselves, would probably say, ooh, gross dog, I'm going to go check it out myself. Anyways, on the back of the package, says the Ugglys, your gross best friend. The ugliest, grossest pet that comes alive in your hands. In an ugly town, there's an ugly pound that's home to the ugliest pets around. Boy, that sounds like a place I want to live. You get 30 plus gross sounds, includes adoption certificate. Steps, you place your hand inside the puppet pet. Then you can gross out your friends, being a burp, open mouth to burp. You can flarp, brout, scrunch my mouth and I let it rip. And finally, warp distortion. Create your own gross sounds. To check out more, and if you are interested in checking these out, go to www.theugglys.com. Now, these are pretty much the same dog. Again, Spot's just got 3 of these. So what I am going to do is I'm going to take a break. I'm going to get one of these opened up. And when we come back, we're going to get a better look at the Ugglys, your gross best friend. There's definitely more heading your way, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Included with the Ugglys, you get yourself an instruction guide showing you how to install the batteries and how to operate the puppet. Once again, www.theugglys.com down below. On the inside, don't forget, fill out your adoption form. And I've got it right here. Don't worry, Spot's going to be filling it out. Shows you how to make ugly faces, how to operate buttons, whatnot. On the back of the package. Oh, that's delightful. Also, you can go to www.mooseworld.com.au. There's a little QR code up the top there. So, putting that aside, let's have a look at my adoption paper. Looks like I've got myself 2 of them. Adoption certificate. I choose, in quotations, see what they did there, you to be my best friend. This is to certify on this day of, put in the date, that I, in this case I would put Spot, have entered into an adoption agreement to be the first best friend of an ugly named, then you gotta put the name of the dog. Now, Spot was trying to think of something that would be a good name for a dog. The only thing I could really come up with is Meatloaf. I'm gonna call this dog Meatloaf. Come along, Meatloaf, let's go for a walk. Owner's signature, so I put my signature right there, and date of adoption. In case I've made myself a bit of a mistake, I've got myself a backup. Spot might make a mistake, so or in case I don't decide to name my dog Meatloaf, I'm going to have a backup. So, putting those aside. Now, having a look at the Ugglys. It's, surprisingly, they call it ugly, but it's a cute little dog. He's covered in slime and mucus, as Spot had already indicated. He's got himself a collar. On the back is where you're going to change the batteries, right here. Now, I noticed when I took this out of the box that it didn't actually come with batteries, although I think I read that it did come with 3 AAA batteries. So I've already put 3 AAA batteries in. You have your on and off switch, you have your speaker at the back that will be projecting all the sound from the Ugly. On the side of the dog, you've got yourself the fly button, which I'll show you in a second, and your distortion button lever as well. Before we even make any sound effects, let's have a look again at the dog. Now, the dog itself, the whole front section of the Ugly puppet is a rubbery piece. The back section, on the other hand, is all plastic. So this is going to be where the main components of the sounds are all going to be emitted. On the inside, you may or may not be able to see that, but on the inside there's a little lever, and there is a section to house your fingers, your top fingers, as well as down below is where you're going to put your thumb. Now, Spot's hands aren't mammoth to any stretch of the imagination. However, you know, these are obviously more suited for a child's hand. A child would easily get their hand in there. I'm finding it's a bit of a snug fit, but I can still obviously get it in there. And without the sound effects, meow, 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 you can see that good old Meatloaf still opens and closes his mouth just fine. He is cute, though. He is, you know, cute. I just love the overall paint on him. He's a very fun little puppet. So, without further ado, let's get him turned on. We'll turn on the little lever here, so we'll switch it from off to on, and you'll know right away if it's working because it will whistle. And now the Ugly is ready to go. So, you're going to stick your hand inside the puppet, and again, to operate it, if you open the mouth, he's going to burp. If you close the mouth, he's going to pass gas. And then on the side is the fly button. Why don't we have a look at the fly button first? You're going to press that. And you get yourself a little fly sound. Now, opening up his mouth. Here we go. Opening up his mouth. Oh, bad dog. Also, with when you open and close his mouth, the longer you open or the longer you hold one of the functions, in this case opening or closing, the longer he will make the sound. So you could have either a short burp or a long, disgusting burp. Now, taking the same puppet and squeezing his mouth together, he's going to pass gas. Quite disgustingly, but... Oh, bad dog. This little lever on the side is your distortion, so when you are burping or the other, you can distort this by turning this little dial. Personally, I like the lower belches and farts because I think it sounds grosser and therefore much cooler. He is so absolutely adorable, though. Oh, bad Meatloaf. Bad Meatloaf. Bad Meatloaf. But he is very cute indeed. He does, again, come in different colors. I think of the 3 colors, I kind of prefer the brown. I think he looks the cutest in the brown. But, you know, for me, he reminds me of something that I would have had when I was younger in the 80s, you know, with the, especially the idea of Ugg-adoption papers. I think that's a nice little added treat. Yes, I am very happy with Meatloaf. I think he turned out quite nice indeed. He's a little on the smelly end of it, but you know what? What animal isn't? Today's Toy Spot, we were having a look at the Ugglys, your gross best friend. And certainly stay tuned, guys. Spot's got many more Toy Spots heading your way. I'll see you guys next time.